Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Odyssey. Exploration has taken a new turn now with the introduction of the Artemis suit and the genetic sampler. You can go out, find some interesting flowers and fauna, get them sampled and sell it all for some big money. Let's see how. Yes, the Artemis suit comes fitted out with a sampling tool, a genetic sampling tool that will allow you to go out and sample all the biological entities that you can find in the Elite Dangerous Odyssey galaxy. Now all that's well and good, but whereas before these biological sites would show up from orbit in your left hand panel, they don't. You have to get in there and you've got to use the new DSS, the new surface scanner. It's had a bit of a makeover with Odyssey and it now shows heat maps, and when you've scanned to 100% you also get signal filters which you can scroll through depending on what or how many biological entities are on this planet. Now we're looking for a map such as that one there. As you can see, there's a little bit of action going on the surface. This little bit of action tells us there's life on the planet, and these are the proposed places where life is going to flourish. And when we say life, we're talking about fauna. So on approach to the system, I'm typically aiming for the yellowy green. Now I'm aiming for the yellowy green type areas. As you can see on the map, it kind of looks like someone with bad skin. But these topological surveys, these heat maps, are showing us generally where life is going to be flourishing on this planet. Now as I get closer you can see in a bit more detail what's going on. As you get into glide mode, your heat map goes away unfortunately, and you're left with having to have pointed your ship in the general right direction. Well, we can see the crater on the screen and we can see mountain ranges and big divots and pockets on the surface. We're going to head on and we're going to get down as low as we possibly can so that from the vantage point of our ship we can find this fauna, the life on this planet. Now as we get closer to the planet's surface you can see we're also getting to get loads of detail and loads of nice big rocks. You want to get below 100 meters to start picking up on all the life typically in the area, and there you go, we're on about 120 meters. Things are starting to draw itself now and you can see we have found life on this planet. Time to get into the old Artemis suit, park the ship and get out there and do a little bit of scanning. Stepping outside the ship you get a good idea of how much work has gone into the texturing and the new details that you can get on the planet. The biological site that's being highlighted by the Cobra's lights, you can see what we're up against, and there's quite a few variations of fauna in this area, so it really is going to be rich to go out and sample. Now the Artemis suit does come with 3 modules this time. It's an exploration suit, right? It comes with the ability to transfer energy. We've seen this on other suits before. It also gives you the option to scan items, a profile analyzer, and here we have the sampler. Approach the item you want to scan. You've got 2 modes. This mode shows you what you can scan and which can give you a viable genetic sample. The next mode, this mode, allows you to collect that sample by lining up the rings. The red facets have to line up when they pulse. It's the new sub-game in Elite Dangerous. Once you've scanned an item, you'll get a successful message like that and it'll go into your sample repository. Next, you've got to find the same biological entity, for example, like what I've just been scanning, but you've got to find one that flashes green. This is all about having genetic diversity. So you're going to have to go and travel far away, I say far away, a distance away from where you are to gain another sample. Line the rings up again, play the frustrating game. Once you've got it, you'll get rewarded with another message. Congratulations, you've got 2 out of 3. When you get 3 out of 3 and you find another sample by doing a scan like this one, you can see glowing green in the distance. Scan that, you'll have enough to have a sample to go and sell at Vista Genomics. Now, it can be quite frustrating. It's going to take an awful lot of practice for people to get in there and scan these particular items. Different entities as well will have different scanning patterns. Some will be easier because they're less complex. Some will be more complex. And the ability to scan those will be a bit more arduous and tedious. I'm afraid to say this is a tedious part of Elite Dangerous Odyssey. But we all knew that tedium and grind is part of the game, especially with Elite and Elite Dangerous. If you get anything wrong, it'll take you back a ring. If you get one right, you'll advance a ring. And it'll start going quicker and quicker and quicker. Now I've got my 3 samples. That's my genetic sample done for that particular item. If I want to, I can move on to another one. Now, moving on to other samples. You can't mix and match. Once you start scanning a particular type of entity, like this I have here, you can't move on and do another one until you've got 3 samples. That's very important. And you're going to have to make sure and pick where you start scanning in the field of biological instances so that you can maximize it to the best of your ability. What I mean to say is, don't go scanning one right in the middle and then start complaining because you can't find any genetic diversity around in the area. Start at the top, do one in the middle, and do one in the end. And different items will have different patterns. That effectively is how you scan and how you get genetic samples. Once you've got these genetic samples, it's time to start rock on back to the station and start selling your wares. Once back at the station, it's time to visit Vista Genomics. You've seen that shop, it all looks rather nice and sterile. Approach the vendor at the back, say you'd like to sell your items, or just click sell your page. And you're away, and you'll get a monetary amount for all the stuff that you've collected. Now that new game is going to be a bit grindy and people are going to get frustrated with it, but practice makes perfect. I've been Ricardo and this has been how to collect genomic data within Elite Dangerous Odyssey. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We stream on the weekends. Come and join in and see what's going on. See you soon.